Sending a message to one of the more recognizable names on one of the more recognizable buildings in Cleveland.
A proposed resolution in Cleveland City Council calls for FirstEnergy to give up its naming rights on the Browns' publicly owned stadium.
News 5's Jordan Vandenberg tells us this is all over the corruption scandal surrounding Ohio's nuclear bailout.
Set to be introduced at City Council next week, the legislation is symbolic in nature, with Councilman Casey saying, "This sign behind me gives the impression that it represents the city," a notion that he says is completely false. As part of a deal signed in 2013, FirstEnergy paid for the rights to call the Browns Stadium FirstEnergy Stadium through the year 2030 for more than $100 million. But even after an audit last year determined the utility did not use ratepayer money to secure the naming rights, the name of the Browns Stadium is still under fire. In the legislation that he sponsored, Councilman Brian Casey specifically cited FirstEnergy's involvement in the largest public corruption case in state history. Federal investigators have alleged that FirstEnergy funneled $60 million in bribes to former House Speaker Larry Householder in order to get a billion-dollar ratepayer bailout passed into law. FirstEnergy is also accused of bankrolling a dark money group that sought to erode confidence in Cleveland public power. Councilman Casey said in his statement, quote, "That FirstEnergy continues to market itself using the public's taxpayer-funded stadium signifies its failure to fully acknowledge its criminal behavior and unintentionally implies community support for a criminal enterprise." The legislation will be introduced at Monday's City Council meeting. Jordan Vandenberg, News 5.
We did reach out to FirstEnergy. We have not heard back. Last fall, 2 state lawmakers sent letters to the Browns and then Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson calling for the FirstEnergy name to be removed from the stadium.